Welcome back. I am your host, Julie Landy, for This is Living. Not a destination, but truly an elevated way of thinking, feeling, and believing that opens up great new chapters for women. That's what we do. I am the host today for This is Living and the founder of Live Your Vision, an international and transformational coaching company for women. Yeah, we are specializing in women. And what we do is we help women discover and develop and distribute their unique gifts for greater impact, greater income, and greater fulfillment. These women come to us from all over the world, and it is my absolute pleasure to be able to watch them see their inner genius and then go ahead and put it to work to create more for themselves and those they love. So I'm super excited to be able to host this series. And we started this series not that long ago. And we will be bringing experts from all over the world to be able to speak to you on a variety of topics, the topics that women in our community have told us that they want help with, which include personal development, relationship development, spiritual development, financial development, business development, and important and often overlooked self-care and wellness development. So I'll admit I'm a flunky in that area. So I definitely need some help here. So I'm excited to have this Living in Wellness series, which is part of our bigger series called This is Living. But I'm so excited to be able to have our guests with us this series because I'm learning so much. And I hope you have your notebook out because it's going to be a really fun time. I'm thrilled to be able to introduce to you today our special guest, Dr. Shay, as you can see by her name, or Shafeah Morrison. And she's an amazing woman that I've had the great privilege of being able to get to know. And she's been in the healthcare, professional healthcare for years and years and years. I'll let you tell her, she'll tell you a little more about herself, that's for sure. But what's so special about Shay is that she is the founder of the Holistic Wellness Solutions. She has decided to spend a great deal of her energy and focus on functional wellness with her specialty in natural menopause management. I'm so excited to be able to hear from her today. It doesn't matter what age you are. It's always great to understand what's coming next and how to be your best. She's a bundle of joy and as a wealth of information and knowledge. So please get your pens out, get your notebooks out, and get ready to say hello. The women that I work with here are spectacular, and you'll see that for your very self. But one of the initiatives we're trying to bring forward is that self-care is not selfish. So many women I know end up becoming sort of resentful, burned out, snarky, snipey, fearful about their futures after they have served so many, which is a big mystery. Thinking that you're going to serve so many and then it'll all come back to you and you'll be fine. But oftentimes it's because we're so drained, we have nothing left. Well, that's why we decided to do this series, that we would push this initiative forward, that self-care is not selfish, and to bring on some experts in their fields that, in fact, drive that point home. So please welcome Dr. Shay, as we affectionately call her.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Julie. It's just amazing to be able to share with the audience today about the things that are near and dear to my heart, women's wellness, things that I am very passionate about, and that is helping people live healthier lives, and to understand that wellness is a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's a mindset.
Yeah, it's
So
exciting.
thank you.
So tell us a little bit about where you are right now and what you're up to at this point, and then we'll get into some other questions I think that our audience would want to hear more about.
Well, okay. Yeah. Well, like Julie said, I'm Dr. Shay from Holistic Wellness Solutions. I founded this company, or healthcare LLC, or whatever we call it, not even 1 year ago.
It's amazing.
I'm embarking on a 1-year anniversary. And, what really propelled me forward in this space? I've been in healthcare for almost 30 years.
Wow.
I've been a practitioner for going on 16. And I received my doctorate in nursing practice 10 years ago. And I was working in outpatient. and I would have a large population of women come to see me, professional women who were dealing with different sorts of psychosomatic issues.
Mm.
They had migraines chronically, they had GI issues chronically, they weren't sleeping, they were gaining all kinds of weight or they were losing all kinds of weight, and we were chasing our tails trying to really figure out how to help this population of women. And the psychiatrists wanted to push, antipsychotic medications,
Mhm.
antidepressants, anti-anxieties. And I said, wait, there's an underlying cause. So I did a lot of my research and my dissertation work around women who would come into the primary care practice with these psychosomatic issues. And what we uncovered was a large population of them were suffering from PTSD, from depression, from anxiety. So we implemented a screening tool and a plan for them to have cognitive behavioral therapy versus oral medications to see how well they did moving forward,
Mhm.
because we know that wellness is a priority for us. It's a lifestyle, and
Mhm.
it's you have to change your mindset about how well you want to be. But their bodies were reacting to the stress in their lives, in their jobs, in their home and families. So that's how I got into this wellness piece.
Wow. You were obviously very driven by the passion of the people in pain that you
Mhm.
saw, and just really believing there must be a better way that just giving them, wholesale diagnosis and then a drug prescription. So I really appreciate the fact that you didn't just settle there,
Mhm.
Shay, but you dug in. You really dug in. Just on that note, based on what you've learned so far, what is one thing? This is crazy, but what is one thing you would recommend that people stop doing right away to
Mhm.
improve their wellness?
Well, I want people to stop looking for a quick fix.
Okay.
I want people to stop looking outside of them, themselves, to start with them, to figure out what it means to be well for them. What I've learned over the years, Julie, is that wellness is individualized, that it's
Mhm.
not a one size fit all. We have all come from different experiences. We all come from different walks of life. And what I do in my practice is I target the individual and I figure out what their needs are. I don't want people to look for the easy way out.
Mm,
So I hold them accountable and I tell them when they sign up, I am your accountability partner now.
wow.
So, no more of this. I don't need anyone to hold me accountable, or no, I don't know my family history. And maybe some people don't know family history, but you know where you are.
Mm,
Wellness is not about how much the scale says. It's
right,
not about how what your waist circumference is.
right.
It is a lifestyle.
Mhm.
And I tell my clients, we're not getting on the scale every week. But
Mm,
what we are going to talk about your food choices and how much sleep you're getting and how much you're exercising. Because the American Heart Association recommends 150 minutes per week of physical exercise to reduce all cause mortality by 30%.
wow.
So if a sedentary lifestyle will take you out faster than any chronic disease.
Wow, well, I
And that
love
is
that.
researched.
I love that. Stop looking for the quick fix is what you're saying. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm taking notes. I hope you don't mind because I'm like, I learned so much. And, even the simple stats that you quote, but the idea that it is wellness is individualized. Obviously, you can see why we align because we feel that way about women in terms of their gift set. You feel that
Yeah.
way about women in terms of their health. So
Yes.
we're super aligned in that way. What is one thing that you would really recommend that people start doing?
Um, I think people need to start going to see a provider to
Mm,
get a baseline. Many people that I come across, even in my practice, they don't know what a baseline blood pressure is for them. They don't know what proper screenings are based on age
Mm.
and, race, when you should get your mammograms, how old you should be. It's amazing that people don't know. And when I really try to put into layman's terms the things that I want to teach people, because what I recognize is the general population, they don't understand medical terms as much. So I
Yeah,
have to really be take that into consideration when I'm
right.
helping people and educating my clients on their health and wellness. So I would say know your numbers, knowing
Mm.
what your baseline blood pressure is, what your cholesterol is, what that means. What is cholesterol? You know, people think, I mean, we know it's fats in the blood, but what does that even mean? How can
Wow.
I, if I don't know my baseline total cholesterol number, how can I work to get that number into normal range? Or I don't even know if that is high.
I love it. I think this is so helpful because I don't know my numbers. I mean, I know that my pulse is usually around in the low 50s. I know I'm low, and I know my blood pressure is usually around like 98 over like 49 or something like that. It's pretty low. But
Mhm.
I don't know cholesterol. I don't know a lot of these things. And gosh, there's so much education that needs to happen. I think that's where we get afraid, that white coat syndrome or whatever, that you're like, oh, I don't want to know. I'd rather not know. Right.
Yes.
But I
Yes.
know that there's so much, if we do know, we can do.
Mhm.
And I appreciate you saying, no, don't run away from that. Learn your numbers. Know
Yeah.
your numbers.
Learn your numbers.
Yeah,
Learn your
that's really
numbers.
helpful.
Yeah.
So what is one key wellness tip that you would give from your particular, your menopause management, natural menopause management? What is a
Mhm.
key wellness tip that we can look for?
Well, I call it the triple aim, Julie.
Mm,
The triple aim: hydration, proper sleep, and physical activity. Menopausal women are, what I've seen is those are the three things that most menopausal women suffer from:
okay.
insomnia, lack of activity, which is going to lead to bloating, inflammation,
Hmm.
fatigue, um, and they're not sleeping well.
Hmm.
And also understanding, for women to understand that menopause begins about 15 years before you even have your first hot flash.
Oh, wow.
So when you're in your mid 30s and you're having things like, abdominal girth gain or poor sleeping habits or dry skin,
Yep.
fatigue, exhaustion, those are just some prelude signs of what's to come, because all women go through some form. Either it's natural, menopause, you go into it naturally, or surgically.
Right.
So it's just important to even start with listening to your body, and because the body keeps the score.
Hmm.
So knowing the things that are happening to us is not for no good reason. So we
Hmm.
need to dig deeper. We need to be investigators. I call it being your own PI, your private investigator of your own body, because the body is going to tell us. We're going to see those alarms flashing, and those sensors they're going to go off in the brain when we
Hmm.
need to pay attention to something.
It's awesome. Well, I love it. The triple aim, you called it: hydration, sleep, and physical activity. And honestly, the simpler, the better, I think, because it can then be done. It really can be done. Okay, so I have to ask this because in your line of work, there's must be several pet peeves that you have, things that just drive you bananas about what happens out there or what people do. Go ahead. Do you mind pulling back the curtain and sharing with us one of your professional pet
Oh,
peeves?
Julie, that is a loaded
I imagine
question.
it is.
I just think people, well, they think we're magic. We're
Okay.
magicians. So we're going to cure you. I want my members.
So
Mess up.
physicians are magicians. That's her pet peeve.
They are magicians. We are going to get you down to half your size just
Wave that magic
by
wand, right?
waving the magic wand. And yeah, I think those are the biggest things. And I think they don't want to be disciplined. Some people just don't want to do the work.
Okay.
They don't want. That's the biggest pet peeve for me.
Yeah.
That you don't want to work. That you want
Okay.
me to do the work for you.
Okay. Fair enough. I love it. So straightforward. And I do think that is unfortunate, but that's the rap and the position you all are put in at times. If it doesn't work, it's your fault, as opposed to what did I do? Did I actually follow the direction? Am I working with my physician to figure these things out? I'm so sorry that has come. You feel like you have to probably defend your positions more often than not. That does not put you in the best light either. I'm sorry for that. On that note, it's natural that I should ask, what are some, in your line of work, there are some misconceptions and myths, I'm sure. So what would
Yes.
be some of the most common for you?
That I do think white coat syndrome is real. We do know
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
So I am concierge and mobile.
Okay.
When I show up to my clients' homes or their work, I am not in a white coat.
Oh,
Yeah. So
brilliant.
I am not in the white coat because they have already shared with me. I don't go see my doctor or my doctor from 10 years ago because whenever I go, my pressure is always high. And that's what white coat syndrome is.
Right.
um, and I think too, we some people believe you get enough nutrients. I don't need vitamins because I get enough from the foods that I eat. That is a huge misconception.
Yeah, yeah.
I eat very well. I eat my salads and I eat healthy. And no, I don't need a supplement. I don't need a multivitamin. Um, Everybody's stressed. That's another
Yes.
one. Everybody's stressed. Nobody's sleeping well because we're all stressed out. So, I'm not going to go to bed and at the same time and wake up at the same time in the morning.
Hmm.
I just can't do that.
Wow.
I need to stay on my cell phone because I work from my phone and I can't shut it down or turn it off or, you know, those are things people had those are quotes.
Wow.
It costs a lot of money to eat healthy. It's expensive to eat healthy. I don't know how to read a food label. I don't want to do that much work.
Wow. Wow. So what you're saying is that these personally imposed limitations uh, are really holding people back and creating a misconception that health is available to us all. Is that
Yes.
right?
Yes, yes, absolutely. Well stated, Julie.
I was
People
like,
don't
wow.
believe. Yeah.
I have heard you say that before, to be fair,
Mhm.
that wellness is available to us all. And I think that's such a bold statement. But it's as having had this discussion with you now, that it's because it's so individualized. And if the people are willing to partner with you, partner with a holistic practitioner that will look into all areas of their health, there is a certain level of wellness that can be attained. But we often will say, oh, like you said, I can't read a label. I can't get off my phone. I can't go to bed on time. I can't. But the truth is, and you and I both know, it's not I can't, it's I won't.
I
And
won't.
that's a whole nother ball game, is that I
Mhm.
won't,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
It's not that I
Yes.
can't, I won't.
Yes. Yes.
So I see where you're going with that. And I can see that there are so many myths about wellness that it's just not, it's hard to have and it's not for everybody. And I appreciate
No.
the fact that you fight that myth, that it is available and it is doable and everyone can find some level of wellness that is personal to them. And
Yes.
so thank you for the work that you do, by the way. Why don't you
Oh.
share with us? I'd love to hear an inspiring story, either about yourself or someone that you've worked with that you
Um,
watched. Let's hear it. Let's blow
well,
up this
I,
myth,
I was
right?
just thinking as you were as you must be in my brain, Julie, because I was thinking of a story of a woman I was working with. I've been working with her probably since I started Holistic Wellness Solutions
Wow.
last spring. And she came to me, not sleeping. She's a menopausal woman in her late 50s. Um, she was on cholesterol medication. She was on blood pressure medication. She was stressed, chronic migraines, neck
Ooh.
pain, and we've been working together. She's still a client of mine, and she has gone off of prescription blood pressure medication.
Mm.
She's gone off of prescription pain medication.
Wow.
She has lost about 15 pounds. She is sleeping.
Hallelujah. Right?
She is sleeping,
Yes.
waking up rested.
Wow.
And she still works a job. She's a police officer.
Wow.
And we have worked to put her on a naturopathic route to improve her health. Water. She had no idea that half your body weight in ounces of water a day is recommended. That's the
Wow.
recommendation. When you're dehydrated, of course you're having migraines. Of course your pressure is elevated.
Wow.
Water is life. And we have been able to work a route to natural holistic living for her, where she takes her supplements faithfully, drops. I like to use the quaint quote, we specialize in herbs and roots and plants to give us the nourishment that we need to live wholly well lives. Herbs and plants and roots and mushrooms now, because mushrooms they've taken over.
Yeah.
Been around for 100 years. Now there's 100 different types of mushrooms. So just my own personal research. And I tell people I'm not just a practitioner. I'm a
Right.
researcher and I'm a scientist. So I'm going to find the most evidence-based practice that I can share with you. I'm not going to go to Dr. Google or Dr. Wikipedia. I'm going to go to medically published journals that are peer-reviewed to give you the information that you need to be well. This is not just me going on some random site to find out what's the latest craze out there.
Right.
So in doing my doctoral work, they teach us, we're scientists, we're researchers. So when we are really in mode, we are researching the best, most peer-reviewed information to disseminate to our patients and our clients.
Wow.
So I think that even ties into a little bit of a pet peeve. There are people out here just going on a random website because it's the fancy craze now, and they're disseminating information that's not true.
Right.
And it's not peer reviewed.
Right.
And it hasn't been researched.
Wow. I'm sure that must drive you bananas. All of
Oh
you
my
that have
goodness.
spent so many years studying, so much time now still studying and researching and testing. And then it's like that. That just must make you crazy. Dr. Google, I've heard that from many of my healthcare professionals. Drives them nuts.
That is a huge pet peeve. I got a call this morning, Julie. I went and did an IV hydration drip last night for a guy. He's 25 years, retired military. He's new to Miami, just moved here with his wife. But he was feeling fatigued and he felt like he was getting sick often here. And he called this morning. I did his drip about 7 o'clock last night, an immune boosting drip with some other antioxidants in it and some vitamin C and just some zinc. And he said, I jumped up today and I needed to call.
Wow.
because I feel amazing. I don't feel run down. I don't feel fatigued. He said I needed to know what Dr. Shay put in that hydration bag for me. This is just this morning.
Oh my
This
gosh.
morning.
That's so awesome. How rewarding is your work then? My gosh, that's so awesome. So, Dr. Shea, we wish we could talk to you all day long because you're just a wealth of information. And the other thing I love about you is how generous you are with that. You've always been super generous with your information. How does someone, how could someone contact you or and get in touch with you? Because obviously, I don't know if we said this initially, but she is located in South Florida. That's where she lives and that's where her practice is. But you did mention earlier, and I think it might have been off camera, that was you do work with people in other areas as well. Is that true?
Yes, I do. I do. I work in other areas. My home base is South Florida, Miami area, Fort Lauderdale. Um, and you can just reach out to me on my website. I have an email address. It's info@wellsolutions.com. That's the email address to contact me. And my website is wellsolutionspllc.com. And you can schedule a complimentary consultation. I love the complimentary consultations because we get to, know each other and we get to figure out if I'm for you and you're for me.
That's awesome. So you do work with people outside of your area, is what you're saying?
Yes.
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 Okay, good.
Mhm.
I just wanted to, I'm like, yay, because I don't
Yes,
live in
I
that
do.
area either. So it's good, just good to know for all of us
Yes.
and the
Yes.
listeners as well. So, well, thank you so much, Dr. Shea. Is there anything else that you'd like to share or include in our talk today?
No, I just think wellness is available to everyone. It
Hmm.
is definitely a mind shift and a mindset change. Some people are used to their prescription medications. And yeah, we just work together. I journey alongside each client individually
Yeah.
to help them to achieve their goals related to wellness. And I love every minute of it.
Well, I love it too. Thank you so much for joining us today. And we will have more information on Dr. Shea for all of you listening, included in the emails and the text that's below this. You'll be able to find her and connect with her should you want to do that. But she is a wealth of information. I love, love, love the personal point of view that wellness is available to everyone. That is kind of blows the lid off so much of what you said. And do thank you for taking the time. I know you're a very busy woman, and it's just an honor and a privilege to know you, Shay.
Thank
Thank you
you,
so much.
Julie. Thank you so much for everything.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to it. If you like this, please leave a comment, like, subscribe, follow us. You know all the tricks down there, but definitely do that so you won't miss anything with our Living in Wellness series and then our bigger series that This is Living. We'll bring experts to you from all over the globe, and we look forward to having them meet your needs. Let us know if you have one in particular, and we will find an expert that will speak to you. Thanks so much for joining us, and have a
Thank
great
you.
day.